Hello, my name is Kix, and today we are going to be talking about the big football news, the Super League. So, the supposedly biggest teams in Europe have broken away to form their own league. So, let's begin with a bit of history of football, shall we? In 1888, 12 teams decided to form the Football League. A league with promotion and relegation. So, the best teams will obviously win. The less good teams will face the threat of relegation and going down to the lower division. And then they would be replaced by the teams that finished top in the division below. So you could be in the 4th division and go up to the 3rd, 2nd, 1st division. Like what happened with Leicester City. About 15 years or so ago, they were in the 3rd division. They won it. A few years later, they won the 2nd division. Then in the 1st division, the Premier League, in 2015, they were at the bottom and they were nearly relegated, but they just managed to survive. And then the year later, 2016, they won the Premier League. And yet somehow they are not one of these teams invited to the Super League. Apparently, Leicester aren't super enough. The teams invited are Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Tottenham, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and some other team. I forgot the 12th team. But there are 12 teams. And the problem with this league is there is no relegation, and the founding members will never be, well, the founding members will never leave, which means there is no threat of relegation. They cannot leave. They will always be there. Apparently the reason why they wanted to do this is because most of the teams are owned by Americans they are baffled by the concept of relegation. So they decided to make their own league without relegation, which is not what football is about. Football is about relegation, promotion, and competition. But apparently the main reason they're doing it is because of money. The leader, the so-called president of this Super League, said that several teams have made $200 million, $250 million losses. Yeah, well, so what? You're making a league just because these teams made losses. Just run your clubs better, you fucking twats. There is huge backlash against this Super League. The 14 Premier League teams that are not involved will be meeting in a few hours as I'm recording this to talk about how they will go about this. The Premier League, interestingly, has a rule where if 14 of the 20 members vote for something, then that vote goes ahead. And after the 6 teams that have joined the Super League have left, it leaves 14 teams. A lot of these teams are saying that they want the 6 teams kicked out of the Premier League. They are already being kicked out of the Champions League and Europa League. It even says in the rules of the Premier League, there's a list of competitions you're allowed to join alongside the Premier League, and the Super League is not one of those competitions. The leader of this Super League, Florentino Perez, has said that apparently 16 to 24-year-old football fans aren't interested in football, which is a load of bullshit. So, UEFA and FIFA have said that players who take part, players who play for teams in this Super League will not be able to represent their country. That's good. That would mean a lot of the players will hopefully want to leave for teams like Everton, Leicester, Aston Villa. And they'll be banned from the Premier League. That's good. If they don't want to be here, we don't want them here. Let them have their stupid league. And then nobody pay attention to them because, well, as far as I'm concerned, they're not even playing football anymore. They will have been wiped off the face of the earth. Those 12 football teams will cease to exist. Maybe they will have Phoenix clubs like Accrington, who were one of the founders of the Football League in 1888. They folded, went into administration, and then Accrington Stanley rose from their ashes. Maybe that will happen. We'll have AFC Chelsea and AFC Tottenham. And why are Arsenal involved in this Super League when they were fighting for relegation at the start of the season? Tottenham and Manchester City are in there when they've never won a European championship. They are not the best teams in Europe. What it is it's just the richest clubs going off into a league of their own to try and get even more rich and saying fuck you to the fans. Because now the fans will have to go to Madrid and Italy every week. The fans do not want this. In fact, lots of protests by fans have been doing it. Fans have been protesting. A lot of fans have permanently stopped supporting their teams now and just decided to support other teams that are not involved in this. French and German teams have said they will not be on board with this. They are not joining. And so yeah, the teams, it seems, will be banned from playing in any other tournament at all. And their players will be banned from playing for their countries. So why don't we see what some people have had to say about it?
The Premier League, the Championship, League One, League Two, I seriously don't know how it's going to cope economically when all the money is going into this big league, this big 15 teams which they're looking for. There's not going to be as many eyes. There's not enough fans out there now to look at the Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two. It's killing the game in front of us. If we don't stop this coming together as football fans, this is going to kill the beautiful game.
Rest in peace football is the headline, and I think however you look at it, this European Super League is the end of football one way or another. It might be the end of football because you're going to walk away. It might be the end of football because your club has destroyed you, but it is the end of football. Premier Leagues, trebles, European Cups, no more. This is now going to move in a totally different direction. And look, emotionally drained, lots of things going on, but there are a few things I want to say this morning in relation to this that are multi-leveled, I suppose, because you could write a book. You could write a book on how many issues that are wrong with this announcement of European Super League. But I think there are some key things that are probably getting missed in here because people are just generally, quite rightly, furious and angry.
Right. The European Super League is a brilliant idea. Now, sorry, I can't do it. Because I haven't just ironed my brain overnight. I haven't just swallowed a bottle of petrol. And I most definitely wasn't born to a couple of siblings from Norwich. So, Andrea Agnelli, Florentino Perez, John Henry, Joel Glazer, Daniel Levy, and Stan Kroenke. What is your excuse? I have a semi-functional brain, and so no, I can't agree with this. In fact, football is done. Remember that sport we all love? You know, the one with the leather ball and four-corner flags? No, that's over. That's done with. I might as well just close down this channel and reopen its HITC Tiddlywinks, because this sport is currently being laid to rest in a coffin buried 6 feet under a swamp. It's official. Your football club does not care about you. Let that one sink in. I know.
So yeah, everyone is angry at this proposal. Absolutely bloody furious. And the 12 teams that are members of this Super League have officially left the ECA, which means they are no longer allowed in the Europa League or Champions League. And the Champions League semi-finals are Man City versus PSG and Real Madrid versus Chelsea. And 3 of those teams have now left, which means basically PSG have won. And for example, take this, what you're seeing in the background here, my Football Manager save. I joined this team, Kettering Town, when they were 12 points inside the relegation zone under Vanarama National League North. And we survived on the final day, and then the next season we got promoted. And now this season, in the new league, the Vanarama National League, we've won 6 games in a row and are leading. This is football. I have been Kix. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.